Renowned French actor and singer Patrick Bruel is making his TV debut in a leading role as a revered secret agent in State of Alert, a geopolitical thriller set in Paris. The thriller, based on Dov Alphin's best-selling novel A Long Night in Paris, Unite 8200, was produced by Elephant International with Keshet International, Rough Diamonds. Slated to premiere later this year on TF1, State of Alert was directed by Dan Sacher, who notably worked as a second-unit director on 36 episodes of Fauda and co-directed episodes of Tehran. Striking a similar chord as Netflix's Zero Day, with its timely techno plot and geopolitical themes, State of Alert sees Bruel playing Israeli spy Zee Abadi, who travels to Paris for a tech summit where he embarks on an unexpected investigation to connect the dots between stolen software, the death of a Russian journalist, and a mysterious disappearance 3 days before the visit of a high-ranking Israeli official in the French capital. The race-against-the-clock mission reunites him with an old love, Fleur Giroux, Natasha Lindinger, Coco Chanel, and Igor Stravinsky, a French anti-terrorism cop and single mom whose personal life is threatened throughout the investigation. Alphin, the author of A Long Night in Paris, previously worked for the Israeli Secret Services and is now the editor-in-chief of Liberation, a major French newspaper. Since rising to fame in the 1990s, Bruel has become one of France's best-known performers. He's recorded 11 solo albums and still performs live at packed concerts around the world while leading an acting career. While he's played in more than 47 films, notably What's in the Name, which earned him a César nomination, State of Alert marks his first leading role in a TV series. Speaking to Variety on the eve of series mania, Bruel said the project compelled him on many levels. Playing a secret agent in an international thriller was fun, and it's the kind of role that made me dream when I was a kid and would watch movies, says Bruel. I felt very lucky to be offered this part of Zee Abadi because there is an emotional layer and a depth that makes him more than a stereotypical action hero, and we can see him evolving through his relationship with the French cop, Fleur. Bruel praised the top-notch creative team behind the series, co-creator Leora Kamenetsky, False Flag, David Dussa, Flowers of Evil, and Nigar Javadi, Mon Ange, for expanding the plot and characters beyond what was in Alphin's book and building the narrative arc around his and Lindinger's characters. There is action and suspense, but there's also nice balance with this touching story between Zee and Fleur, he says. My character is not a warrior, he's not a sniper, he's just a guy who has a speed of analysis and adaptation that are a little above average, and it affects all his relationships. At the start of the series, he's pretty closed off, cold, and then warms up. Bruel says he found Sacher impressive. He directed 2 seasons of Tehran, one of my favorite series, so you can imagine the pace and precision of his way of working, he says. He was open to listening to Natasha's and my suggestions, but ultimately, he knew exactly what he wanted. He says that while there is no fundamental difference between the work of actors on a film or a TV series, what differs is that we don't have the luxury of doing 15 takes or redoing the script on set. Sacher's artistic approach demanded a heightened sense of presence where every moment, every take could be crucial, Bruel observes. Bruel also learned to speak fluent Hebrew for the role in State of Alert. I knew a few basics, but I was far from fluent. I worked with a coach. It was a lot of work actually to get the accent right, and also learn to speak fast because it's a language that has to be spoken very quickly. The actor, who's already bilingual in Spanish and English, previously perfected his Italian to star in Sebastiano Risso's drama, Una Famiglia, and starred in Amanda Sturza's English-language film, Holy Lands, with James Caan and Tom Hollander. The series shot between August and November mainly in Paris, and was meant to shoot some scenes in Israel but relocated the filming to Greece due to the October 7th attack in southern Israel. Bruel said the tragic events were extremely painful to process but didn't impact the bonds that had been created between French and Israeli talent on set. There was a sort of mandate that if there were to be any discussion surrounding the events in Israel, it would have to take place before and after we came on set, so that filming would remain as it was supposed to be, he says, adding that it also helped that the subject of State of Alert had nothing to do with that situation in Israel.